Hey, Groovy Gardeners. I bet that's not the site you were expecting to see. I decided for once I'm actually going to take you guys for the walk over to my little urban garden. So we're going to leave from my front door and we're going to go over and see what happened to those poor tomatoes that I had out so early and that had to endure so many cold snaps. We're going to see if they're alive and we're going to check on a few other things. So, alrighty, here we go. So let's get the door open. Sorry if it's a little wobbly because I'm not real good at that whole part. Oh, it's bright out here. All right, hallway, window. See, that works for that ground level here. Okay, it's going up the stairs. Very boring, very boring. Lots of stairs. All right, upper hallway. Big turn. Yeah, living in an apartment building. Our mailboxes and out the front door. All right, so here we go. We're right outside the front door. So if we look down, that's my window there. Yeah, those are my flowers. That's the window that the stray cats come in to get shelter or food. Parking lot, yay. And let's go find the garden. One of the things that I think a lot of people who have regular gardens, here I'm just going to watch because I'm going down the stairs. A lot of people who have like regular backyard gardens who are actually out in the country don't really fully understand about urban gardening is dealing with shade, right? When you're in the city, you don't just have the random trees or whatever that's out there or where your house is located. You got everything. You got trees, you got buildings on every side, and the buildings are tall. And so you got to deal with shade, right? Can you figure out how to get enough sun for your plants? All right, so let's take a look. This is one little spot here. It is one of the few spots where the sun can make it over the height of the building, which is way up there, and around the trees. There's a little spot at the back there as well, but it doesn't hold the sun. It gets dark as soon as the sun comes around. So this spot doesn't get shaded by the building from the front side nor the back. So let's go in and take a peek. Trying to stroll quickly past all my cuttings because I'm going to do another video about them. Hi guys, they're over here. They're trying to stay out of the way of both slugs, but also soak up some of that extra heat. All right, so let's take a look. Yes, I'm literally in the bike rack. I am taking 2 sections of the bike rack. So down here we've got peppers. These are my own peppers that are growing. Once again, they're used to growing in terrible conditions and in the cold, so this is not really new for them. These are, let's get around the bike rack here, eggplant. There's some more peppers over there, and a few more peppers. I've got some empty spots here that I'm going to fill with something, probably zinnias. All right, so you remember those poor tomatoes that were like, oh, we're gonna die out here in the cold, and they were out for ages. Look how gorgeous they are. All right, let's see how close I can get to them where you can actually see. They look spectacular. Okay, I'm not playing favorites. Okay, just all you tomatoes, don't even think it. But I'm not playing favorites. But will you look at that? That tomato is so healthy and it's got a superb stalk. And I know that it's a plum Roma because they're gorgeous determinants and they don't bind. So yeah, and then there's a tiny Tim down here. He's the only one that I kept. I gave away everybody else. I have a lot of tiny Tim seeds, right? So anyway, so this is my little tomato spot. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomato plants here. A lot that we'll be able to feed from. My pepper spot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomato or peppers, 3 eggplants, and then I have one other spot. This is where my starter plants are. It's been wicked cold up here. And everybody's been talking about, oh my God, my corn didn't germinate. Oh my God, my beans didn't germinate, or they all got eaten. I have no squash. Where do I get corn starts? Well, I've got extras, right? So I'm going to go up today. I've got 24 corn, 24 beans, and a bunch of squash and zucchini that I can put in. And I have a bunch of, and cucumbers as well, because chances are the very chill weather and the endless rain will have probably caused a lot of powdery mildew on plants that were up there. So we'll see. I mean, these guys are okay, but so maybe the garden guys are okay, but if not, I've got replacements. So yeah, tomatoes are doing great. I've got one other little group of peppers and eggplant over here. Once again, just notice I'm in the shade. These guys are in this spot and they are literally just ahead of that deck there so that they can get the sun, and they get it from about noon until 7 or 8 o'clock, and it's really good warm sun. So these are the last couple of eggplants and peppers. So that is the urban garden in basic: tomatoes, peppers, eggplants. And then, of course, I have the little kitchen garden that's growing over on the ground. Yes, I'll be back to talk to you guys. Those are cuttings. And over here we've got cilantro, which has been loving the cool, rainy weather. I keep trimming it back. It's going crazy. I've been eating a lot of onions. I pulled some of the lettuces out because we're making salads, and I don't mind replacing them. We already ate all the bok choy, and it's gone, so I will replace. I've got starts. And down here, parsley and celery getting going. There's chives in here going to flower, and then all the rest of the very nice stuff back here. So, yeah, dealing with shade as an urban gardener is a real thing. Being allowed to plant your stuff where there's a little bit of sun, it makes a huge difference, because otherwise there's no place to grow, right? It's why I'm also working on that idea. I'm going to do a little video about it, about wouldn't it be cool if somebody or somebody's, a whole bunch of people invented a system where you could literally have like a one of those utility trailers, and it's like Lego. You pull it in, park it into a parking space, and it unpacks into the shape and size that you want. You assemble it, it collects rainwater, it allows for compost, it does all those fun things, and in one parking spot you could unfold and have, especially if you use cool modular planters, a really groovy garden that fills the utility trailer but also goes up several levels. So maybe hangs off the side of it. So anyways, that's another video. But yeah, see, the tomatoes did survive. Yeah, it was tough. I thought I was going to lose some of them. I left them uncovered for a final cold snap. They had made it through like 7 cold snaps. I left them uncovered for the last one, and they nearly all died. The ones at the up at the garden, I'm not sure if they made it. I'm going to go up today and check. These guys are doing fabulous. So we just came out of a temperature last night was 6 degrees. It was freaking chilly. I was out here killing slugs. But that's it. So, yeah, I've got my replacement plants to put in the garden just in case stuff didn't survive that really cold and wet weather up there, the little ones. I've got my stuff growing here, and I'm going to do a video shortly to let people know what happened with my Haskip cuttings and my crazy technique that doesn't really fit into anybody else's world. All right. Love y'all. I know it was a really long video, but there you go. That's my update, and then we'll come back and take a look again later.